It's 7:45 on Friday morning, and it's raining like cats and dogs. It's been raining all night, but here I am in the shop. I pulled the Takeuchi in last night because it's overheating. Trying to figure out, I knew it was going to be raining today, and so here's where I'm starting. And I can already tell what's going on here. I think the fan belt, the belt that drives the alternator and the fan, is split and bad. So I've got to get it out of there, which means this radiator's got to swing out, and I got to figure out how to get the belt off. So nice, I'm in here where it's nice and warm. Got my Christmas present stool ready and some tools, and we're going to get started.
Jingle bells ringing in my ear. Jingle bell, a sound that's oh so dear. Frosty the snowman is all around town. Watch out for reindeers are falling down. We stay up waiting for Santa tonight. He climbs down the chimney at the speed of light, while we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing just you and me.
Well, I do have audio while I was filming doing these repairs, but the audio is not very good because my back was to the camera a lot. And I do need to learn how to film better. I realized after watching this that I should have had camera somehow inside so you could see what it is I'm doing. But the problem here is that that radiator does not come out. It only swings out just a little bit. So not only do I have to take the radiator bolts out to let the radiator swing, but then I also have to take out all of the radiator hoses because they hold the radiator in too. So I do that with that big driver, and then I'm able to get the hoses out. So you can see here that I can only get it out just about 6 or 8 inches, which of course is nowhere near enough to do any work in there. But even when I get it out far enough, it's still hard to do. I knew that the machine was overheating. In the winter, I was plowing with it, and it would overheat within about 10 minutes. I thought maybe it was slipping in the snow, but it turned out after the snow was gone, it was still overheating pretty quickly, so I knew I had a problem. I had checked the radiator and checked the fluids and all that stuff, so I figured it was something mechanical. I had just put it off until I had time to get in here and do this. One of the issues with the machine is that a lot of debris gets into the machine, and it all ends up down on the bottom, and it builds up and then it gets wet, so it turns into a muddy mess like bricklaying with sticks and everything else. It'd be nice to have a lift to pick this thing up and be able to take the plates off. There's plates underneath there that I can take off, but there's not much room to slide under there and do that. It's kind of messy. I do get the belts off, but it's not easy. I have to take out a belt adjusting, and that belt adjuster is frozen on there, and one of the bolts broke, and I had to redo the bolt and all this kind of stuff, and I didn't even really film that. I've also got to take out that radiator fan shroud, and I've got to take off the fan, all just to get to the belts. But that's why they call it a compact loader. It's called a skid loader, but it's also called a compact loader, and they make it compact by shoving this engine into a very small space. And that's a big engine. That's a 110 horsepower motor. That's the biggest, one of the biggest motors in a mini loader or skid loader that they make. That's why one of the reasons I bought that machine. One, it was a good deal. A guy landscaper was trying to go out of business, but that machine does a lot for us. We run if you've seen other videos, we run a very big thing called a Terminator, which is a big mowing machine that'll take down 6-inch trees. And you can only do that because this is a high flow hydraulic machine that runs 35 pounds of hydraulic fluid through these machines that are able to turn blades, big heavy blades, very quickly. I also have, this was not much fun when I was in here doing this. But there's other machines that I run, other parts that I run with this that only a machine can do. I can get this stuff done. I could call somebody, but they're more than 2.5 hours away. They charge $175 to $225 an hour, including travel time. And I don't mind doing this. I like working on stuff. You always got to have a mirror because a lot of times you can't see what's going on, and if you guess, I can tell you from experience that you usually guess wrong and you'll break something. Over tightening or trying to loosen something that's got a lock nut or something on the back of it. So I was trying to loosen the tensioner to get the belt off, and it wasn't moving. The tensioner just was not moving. And I found out after I got the belts off and could see it that it had a broken bolt, and the bolt was holding it. What was left of the bolt was holding it. Funny how I talk to myself the whole time I'm working. I don't really realize I'm doing it until I go back and look at a video of me working. Success!
See, that belt just split.
So the split belt was sliding on the pulley. So it was slipping on the pulley, which means the fan belt wasn't turning. The fan wasn't turning.
See the cracks in between. It's time for a new belt on here too.
So I'm looking for a label or a number on there so I can replace the belts.
Princeton today, we'll see if we can get them.
The problem is nobody has those kind of belts. Nobody around us, around me here in West Virginia, has these parts or anything. Then I'm just doing some other routine kind of maintenance. There's a water separator filter down on the bottom on the right. I take apart. That's what this is. It just separates. It comes right out of the pump, and it separates the water, any water and major debris out of the fuel before it goes to the pump. From there it goes to the pump, and the pump has a filter inside the pump.
We're in here. You see gunk down in there. That's out.
For those of you that don't know, a diesel engine will run on only needs diesel, it needs compression, and it needs air. And that's all it needs. If you have those three things with a diesel engine and your injectors work, a diesel engine will run. Maybe run badly, but it will run. That's why I love diesels over gas. So I'm in there taking the back of the pump off. You have to actually take the back of the pump off. And it's not even easy to see it. I was amazed that it wasn't in the manual or anything.
Clean this up. Spray a little bit of some water sitting in there. There's a little rust right there.
I do go to Princeton And I have to go to 3 different places to find these belts. I found one belt one place and one in another third store that I went to. Auto parts store or something. We just had to match them up. Nobody had those exact belts. When I first bought this machine, it kept dying on me and I couldn't understand why. I checked every filter I could find. Finally somebody at the Takeuchi dealer said, "You check the pump filter?" Well, that filter's all the way down to the bottom inside the pump. I didn't know it was there. So that thing was clogged solid. And it was clogged solid for like, I don't know, 2 weeks. It kept clogging, so somebody got really bad fuel or there was something in the bottom of the tank or something. But it finally cleared out. It's been good now for a year. That pump, all that debris that gets down to the bottom of that engine, underneath that engine, actually covers that pump up. Sometimes you can't even see the pump. I lose a part. I hate it when that happens. You spend all that time, you try to be very careful about putting parts down so you know where they are. Then you end up losing a part. Before I had a nice garage to work in, I used to do most of my work out in the yard. You set down a part in the dirt or the gravel or the grass, and sometimes you just got to go replace the part because you can't find it. Screws, nuts, bolts, washers, all kinds of stuff. Circlips.
Where is that part? Here. It's got a magnet in it, so it picks up bits of metal if you need it to. Seems to be okay.
So the part I was looking for was the back of the pump. So I do get all this stuff done. I do go to Princeton. I get the belts, and I didn't turn the camera back on. So I don't have it. I don't have video of me fixing it, but everything went back together great, and it hasn't overheated again. Part of the routine maintenance is just keeping all the debris out of it. It's so easy. We use it in the woods, in the mud, and all kinds of places where you wouldn't believe where that machine will go. I've gotten it stuck once or twice, but not very often. Usually I can get myself out, but I do use it. I use my machines. That's what they're for. Probably more than most people, so I get banged up. I love this machine. It's been super good for us. We've gotten a lot done with it. I need to clean the tracks out. See where they got a lot of mud in them. And then I'll grease it. Hit all the grease points when I finish with the belts today. I'll do that. I don't want to get grease all over me right now, but I'll do that. Clean it up a little bit. I'd like to also straighten this. See where this bar right here. I think we hit a tree right here. I need to pull this back. See it bent that up. See how hard I hit it and bent that up. And I'm not sure if I can pull this back out with something or not. Because when I get on here, I hold this and I hit this with my hands. Yeah, we use it hard. It gets hit. But that's what it's for. Won't come out. I don't want to break it. I don't know if we can. Right. Well, if it was down, it might slide it out. So what he did was he took this panel off. You're supposed to do it from inside the stove, but obviously he took the panel off because he's got this thing run through a connector here. So as long as I'm back here, that would be easier to undo and do this connector back here and put all the screws back in. What I want to do is test this one first before I replace it. Make sure it is this. This looks like it goes down. Yep, just like that. That's what I thought. So I want to do it. Can you open the oven door? I got this. All right, see the piece hanging down there? Left of the light. Left of the light.
Yeah.
See it hanging down?
Uh-huh.
Pull that out. Can I get to it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll put all this back together. But what I want to do, I don't know where the igniter is. If that thermostat is good, I can test that. If that's good, okay, it's not, because that's the simplest thing. But if that's good, then the next step is the igniter. I can check this for resistance. It gives me the settings in there, so I'm going to go do that just to see if it's bad. So if not, I need to change out the igniter. So Shelly's complaining because her oven's not staying hot. Well, there are 3 things that can be wrong. The first one is simple, and it is the thermostat. And all the thermostat is there's 2 tubes in here, and as it heats up, the resistance changes in this, and it tells the controller what the temperature is. They just change resistance to temperature. So if this is going bad, which is common in an LG stove, a gas stove, then this is the problem. So this is the first thing we do, check this. If it's not this, the next thing is the igniter. And the igniter is what heats up and explode the gas. If that's not it, it's the gas valve. So we start with the simple one. So I need a resistance for the sensor. 1090 ohms. So we're going to set the meter on ohms, which is measuring resistance. So you see where it says OL, that means there's no resistance, and if I close these circuits, it'll go to 0. No ohms. So that means there's no resistance in the wires. Now there's complete resistance in the wires, right? Because they're not touching. Make sense? All right, so we're going to see if we can get these big old things in here. .076 kilo ohms. So this I say would be bad. Let's see what this one does. No, 1.09 ohms. Oh, that's the sensor. What's this one? Same thing. So it's not the sensor. 1.07. Oven's too hot. Where is it? Oven sensor, approximately 1090 ohms. Yep, that's what it is, because it's right now it's kilo ohms, so it's 1080. So there's nothing wrong with this.
That's the new one.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this one either. Okay, so we know it's not this. That means it's probably the igniter. It's either the igniter or the gas valve now. Igniter. Resistance on the igniter is 45 to 400 ohms. This is the igniter. That thing right there will glow red hot. Take the door off. Take out the shelving. Take out the bottom panels. Bottom panel. Pull out the rack. There's the igniter. Pull the wires off the igniter. Say, please come out. So you don't have to take out the back again. Let's test it before we take it out. Does it have a... Somebody's replaced this before. Because I just broke it off.
What do you mean you broke it off?
Remember I told you it was very fragile?
Yeah.
I just broke it. I told you it was fragile. Didn't listen to myself, did I?
No, but you tend to break things.
Yeah. 0.251 ohms.
So that's bad.
Mm-hmm. It is. Yep.
So is the plan now just to put everything kind of back and order another one?
Yep.
And, okay.
Yep.
Hopefully it gets here before Christmas so I can cook my turkey.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. And that's a wrap.